Okay, welcome back. Right, this is, incredibly enough, video number 26 in the ginormous, and I do mean ginormous, adventure that is Sherlock Holmes and Crimes and Punishments. And yeah, we've already done 25 videos, and this is 26. So it's been quite a journey, this one, and I cannot remember for the life of me where we were up to. So let's have a look. Solve the crime at Half Moon Street. I don't think we've actually been there yet. Investigate the crime scene and talk to witnesses at Half Moon Street. Interrogate Leighton and examine his belongings at Scotland Yard. So let's go to the crime at Half Moon Street, because up to now I can't even remember where we're up to. I haven't played in a few days. So Half Moon Street, let us get on our way. If you hear any strange noises in the background, it's because I've got 5 kittens in this room currently, who are due to leave me in a day or two. Right. Half Moon Street, here we go. Oh God, Watson. I'm not certain which I dislike more in this game. The length of it, or just how many times Dr. Watson appears in it. Right. Ooh, what's this? Watson, hello Watson. Alleyway. Person sleeping, drunk or dead? Undecided. No. He's moving, so the chances are he's either drunk or asleep. Bottle. There's another bottle over there. A cart, some barrels. Very oldie-worldy England, London even. It's almost like Jack the Ripper type scene. Great Alley Street. Nice sunlight there. And Half Moon Street. There's a Half Moon Street murder, which we're here for. I'm not going to bother talking to Watson, he is useless. So, another guy over there. Can we talk to this character, this gentleman? No, of course not. What do we have? Damnation, internal damnation, and some other type of damnation, but right, not much else there. Okay, let's go to Half Moon Street. What have we got on the wall? Is your mind on its communication with the denizens of the spirit world? It is the same posters that were inside the pub where we met the sailor. Okay. Ooh, spooky. And dark. More posters. Some boxes. A couple of sacks. Nothing here. A very suspicious brick. Okay. Yes, this is... what's going on? Ah, some planks on the floor which I couldn't walk round. A bricked up something. What do we have down here? A policeman. A guy stood in a doorway. 2 dead bodies. Some more sacks. This is a dead end, is it? Yes. A dead end. Which probably has that unhealthy smell of most alleyways. Right.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
Okay, so... victims.
Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
Okay.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Right. So there's been a murder here of these two chaps. Leighton Chapman was caught running away and arrested. Okay.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
If it was dark in the room, why is the light on now? Right, let us have a look around. So we have a police constable, some sacks, some barrels we can't interact with, an idiot, and a dead body. Okay, a lamp on the floor, and another dead body. Anything else? Some smoke. Boarded up windows, which makes great sense. In England, I can't remember which year, but many years ago, you were always taxed on the number of windows you had. So all the rich people boarded up their windows on purpose to save money. Right. Brian Vercotti. And
a tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there.
okay. Anything else? No.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant.
Okay, it's long and drawn out.
The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound.
Okay. Shoes, hand, head. Right, let's have a look at his head.
Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly a looker, was he? Right, so that's him done. Let's now go and take a look. I can't move forward, there we go. Let's go and take a look at this chap. Kenneth Butler, which is... Okay. Right, this is actually the continuation of video 26, if only because one of the kittens in my room walked on my keyboard and powered it off mid-video. So I'm going to stitch it together and continue. But rest assured, dear viewer, you're not missing any of the vital gameplay. Right, Kenneth Butler, the jeweller. What are we missing?
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. This shard of wood is quite new.
Okay. Can't look at the hands. Nothing there. Head.
The
Head
bullet
wound.
struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
Okay. What's that? A key?
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Okay, and that one is that searched also. So while we're here, we should go searching for clues. Hello, Watson. Anything there? What's that? Bottle. Okay. Have we missed anything? I don't think so. Don't think we missed anything on our way in. Right. Let us now continue. Let's go and talk to this scabby-faced little oof. Hello, Wiggins.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
I haven't actually seen him yet, no. So, I don't know. Right, you. Ryan Turner.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Varro reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Just... Okay.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Which way is Whitechapel Street?
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
Okay, let's just check this guy out. Because he's a bit shifty-eyed, to put it mildly. So, hearing aid and stubble. Like that. Got a wall of that. Crimean. Hard on times. What are we missing? What are we missing? Oh, okay. Right, after the escape.
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
That doesn't make any sense.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Let's just check on that. He said, which way is Whitechapel Street? This is Half Moon Street. Whitechapel Street. And yet, hold on. It's this way. Hold on. Ignore you, ignore you. Ignore you. Great Alley Street. So, according to the gentleman in the doorway here, get off. According to this gentleman, the killer ran towards Whitechapel Street this direction. Let's have a look at conversations. Half Moon Street. Half Moon Street. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around. Yet the policeman... Hold on. I was standing on the north side of Half Moon Street. Hold on. Constable Marrow, a few minutes later, after that, the fellow chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street. I'm confused as to which way he's going. Is he running out of Whitechapel away towards Alley Street, or is he running out of Whitechapel in towards... That doesn't make sense, that. It's almost like they're going against each other. Right. Turner's view. 2 victims, different shots. 2 victims, different shots. Nope. Turner's view, dark window. Yeah, something about that. Mr. Turner stated that he remained at the windows flat until the police arrived. However, this is in conflict with Marrow's statement, as the constable said anyone at the window. Yeah, I'm thinking... Search Turner's flat. I'm thinking that Mr. Turner has not told the truth.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
And yet...
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Yeah, limp.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
That's what you can call it. Right, fireplace.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Okay. Clock. Oh dear. Right. Yes. Candle and wick. Bookshelves.
This walking stick is broken. It was placed here quite recently. A perfect match.
Oh dear.
So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Probably because he legged it out to go nick something from them while they were both dead.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
Okay, what's that covered? Door. A nightstand. Bed.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
I'm entirely certain I want to look inside the bucket, to be honest. What's that? Bible or something? Window. Chest. Box. Letters. Can't access any. No. Anything on the ceiling? No. Bit of damp. Anything out of a window? No. Okay, that's that room done for the moment. Into here. So, boxes. Lots of boxes for some reason. Is that a map of London, perhaps? Times. It doesn't strike me as a person to be reading the Times. A bowler hat. Plant. Various cupboards and sideboard. More boxes. An awful amount of boxes for this chap. Flowers. Kitchen table. A knife.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
Breadboard silver platter. Chair. Right, what can we see? Blurry face.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Right. Okay. So, let's now go and... Okay.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Well, yes. A lot, actually. The window. Okay.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window.
Wants to bet he shot downstairs to grab whatever
The
he
dead
could off the
body
bodies.
of Kenneth Butler.
Yes.
Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Yeah, but it doesn't make that any sense. Right. It's it's one of these again, right. Got up from bed. Open the window. Came to have a look at the bodies. While he was down there, he broke his stick, I presume. So he placed the broken stick, cut the papers with a knife, and then threw it in the fire. Let's find out. Okay, so good so far. Okay, we can fast forward a little bit. Okay, so he looks out the window. He sees the dead body. At which point he then legs it downstairs. Right, goes here. Looks, breaks his walking stick off in the cobblestone somewhere or other. Snap it off perhaps. Okay. At which point he then goes back upstairs, puts down his walking stick, which is right, goes to the table, chops something, chucks it in the fire.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Let's go and find out. And don't leave a knife on the table because he may pick it up and stab you in the back while you're reaching for the book.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
Moby Dick. Yeah.
Well now, What a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Right, which means that you dodgery little bugger, shot downstairs and stole from the dead guys. This kind of makes sense. But what of the murderer?
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, but...
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
You lying son of a...
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window. But you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler. And when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window, as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Right. So this guy is...
That's why it's better to stay at home at night.
Okay. I don't think there's anything more to be gained from that gentleman. That mini mystery has now been done. So now on to Polly Molly, the flower seller.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Okay.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Okay.
Mrs. Powell, Did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Okay.
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Okay. So we've investigated the scene and we have talked to the witnesses. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but we didn't see anything else on the floor. There's nothing else we can interact with. No hidden pieces, no clues hidden behind barrels. Can we talk to the policeman again?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Good, go and solve it for me. Okay, right, let us now run to here. What is that? Track marks. Are there track marks? Or dirt marks? Okay. Gone Franklin Limited Wholesale Clothing. Okay, is it locked?
Locked.
Okay, anything in these boxes? What are these marks then? Okay. Some more barrels again. Door locked.
Locked.
Okay, surprise. Right. See a chap down here. Do you know anything? No.
Locked.
Everything's locked.
Locked.
Not too surprising.
Locked. Locked.
Right. This.
This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street.
So what? Maybe somebody was shooting at themselves in the dark? Maybe. Right. So we can't go any further that way. Although we could get up to. Almost got up to here before. Again, some more marks on the road. Okay. How far can we get this way? Can we get to the top? No. Right, I think we should go to Scotland Yard and talk to Leighton Chapman. Before we do that, we should have a look at his belongings.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Okay. So let us leave Watson here, hopefully. Go to the evidence room and have a look at the items.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon.
Yeah. A very good gun. Right.
It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
And how many were fired?
Two out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
But who fired them?
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt.
Simultaneous shots. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as in fact 3 shots were made. At first a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as they were all made from different points in Half Moon Street. I'm going to go for that one. It just seems weird. Yeah, I'm going to go back to that. I think that mirror has got something to do with it.
These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
Right, let us go and talk to Mr. Leighton Chapman. Is that you?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Let's check him out. Dueling scar. Okay. Okay.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work, and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head, and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead, and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
And yet, you've both got the Wandsworth stamp on the Westgate prisoners.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Yeah, the plot thickens. So, what can we make now? Old acquaintance. Oh, no, I wanted Leighton's statement. Leighton's revolver. No. Ooh. Old acquaintance. Lootless. Has he gone back into a life of crime? Well, he could. But I'm not going to form any permanent decisions there. Right, we need now to go back to the scene of the crime and work out how these gunshots happened. Oh God, there's only way to look at anything other than his face. I really want to skip this one. Okay. Right, we need to reenact the shooting one way or another. Okay.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Right, that's a fairly standard diatribe, so... Dead body. Let's have a look. F. Let's try and work out what happened. I think... Was it that? Or that? that makes more sense. Oh, this guy. Great. So how do we...
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
I've got the guy's walking stick. Can we still nick it? Can we nick your broken walking stick, mate? No, of course not. Okay. Need something to lift it. Stick it on Wiggins' head. And a piece of wood, a plank. You got any ping there? There's planks down here that I got stuck on the way in. Nope. How the heck? What's that? Aha! That wasn't there before.
This should be useful.
Yeah, how very convenient.
Nothing interesting here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Which means maybe it was the other chap. Oh.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
And yet, oh, Fogarty breath over there, so 2. Ooh. That kind of makes sense. Now this one is wrong, yeah. So that's correct. This one is wrong, but we don't have the other facts yet. No, I don't believe that to be the case. But again, I have not enough facts to do this. There's something weird here. Oh. Okay, another one. Yeah, there's definitely a second gun missing. So yeah, what's wrong with that? I think we're out of clues at the moment. So where did the other gun go?
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood. I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Oh.
I shouldn't look for Mr. Holmes here. He's hiding in Half Moon Street. Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like hide and seek. And we are the seeker. Although this time, if you don't see him, then he has succeeded. No doubt there will be a hidden stairway. Oh, he's hiding behind the door. Okay. Nope, we're hiding there.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
So, what means... No. I don't see much out. I'm not being funny here, but it's not looking good for Chapman. It really isn't. Right. I think we're missing something. We're missing a big chunk of evidence. But what are we missing? B. Oh. Right, Kenneth Butler and Brian Vercotti both died of crossfire, with each of them holding a gun. One of the guns is now missing. Kenneth Butler and Brian Vercotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. I'm going to go for crossfire. Oh, I got that wrong. Crossfire then. Am I missing anything still? I need more information. There's still... Up the walls. If we can assume there was one more person in Half Moon Street at the time of the crime, then there was no way forward or back for his escape, only up. Let us reenact the action, recreate the fireworks described by Leighton, and try to climb the wall. That makes perfect sense to me. Because we are missing... Find the flare gun. Okay, what flare gun? Right, we need to find a flare gun apparently. Watch this game suddenly, out of nowhere, provide a flare gun, which magically wasn't there before. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing here. Wiggins, have you seen a flare gun anywhere, my boy? Oh. Dead person. Well, if it was a flare gun at all, I would have thrown it up on the roof, no? Oh, his door's now open again. Is he hidden it in there? Wiggins, seen a flare gun? No. He could have hidden it inside the flat and given the old guy. some money to be quiet. No, okay. Nothing here. Yep, we're stuck. Okay. Can't move. There we go. Another mirror from that side. No sign of a flagon. Nothing over here.
Locked. Locked.
What are you doing? Okay.
Such a young man, and already a murderer.
Yeah, I'm seeing a flagon lying around here. This is going to send me back the same way.
Locked.
Right. Which means, I think, it might be up with the old guy. Still all got a flagon lying around. There, is it? Look out your window. Is that called a rope? Rope? No. Yeah, you're...
I wish this crime had never happened, Mr. Holmes.
Daisy. I've seen all that. Trying to look up onto the ceilings. Okay. Oops. Right, we need to find a way then. Not seeing a flagon. Find a flagon. Where would a flagon be? The flagon would probably be up on the roof somewhere. My question is how to get up there. Oh,
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
you really don't want to know. Okay. Right. Bottle. It's up there. What's that there? Nope. You've seen flagon.
Locked. Locked. Locked.
Where would a flagon be?
Locked.
Okay.
Locked.
Okay, well, not very much luck finding a flagon. Might need to go back to our friend Chapman and ask him a few more questions. But I'm not seeing much. Maybe a ledge up there. Maybe where the policeman's standing, but I can't get round to have a look. Not seeing anything there. Nothing there. Nothing here. You're useless. Nothing there. Have a look. Find the flagon to emulate the fireworks and tools for climbing the wall. Investigate the ancient bracelet. Okay. Well, that we can do. Let us go to 221B and investigate the famous bracelet. That we can do. Maybe it might lead us to a flagon. ancient bracelet. Antique bracelet.
That is not the one I need.
Now, I don't know which one we need, because it's not being very helpful.
That is not the one I need. That is not the... That is not...
I'm just hitting them around at the moment. Art and architecture. There we go. These beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasures collection. Depicted are the 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace and ring, each made of pure gold. The 5 rams of Mytilene have been missing from the museum since 1885. Ooh, long time theft then. Theft of the museum,
Here it is.
1885.
I need to continue my research in my archives.
Yeah. Antiques, 1885. The Hellenistic treasures were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by cab on the way from the British Museum to the Glassford Fine Art exhibition. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard last night and provided information regarding a gentleman who had attempted to sell him a collection of historical art in his pawn shop in Church Street. The police have since captured the described man, a professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognised by the surviving driver of the cab that had transported the collection of Hellenistic treasures. Vincent Foley also refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasures are still to be found. Ooh.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Right. I've got a new place to go to. Oh, there's some letters on the mantelpiece. I should have read them. Okay, continue. Yeah, right. Oh, thank God, Dr. Holmes is down there. Right, Dr. Watson. Right. Same publications as earlier. Oh, a nice, rather fine. Oh, is that a Liverpool dagger down there? Right. Circus, various same posters. Again. Is this it? No door handle. It's Ballard's Pub. Closed. I don't believe it. What's this? Closed. Another gentleman. Hello there. Butler's pawn shop. Anything down here? A gate. A vagabond lieabout. Anything over here? No. Right. So then, Butler's pawn shop it is.
The door is locked, but I won't try to pick it. There are people directly behind me.
Well, let's use the key.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Shall we go inside? Can we close the door? Stop people coming in behind us? No. Jackets? Can we go through the pockets? Names, addresses? No. Stools? Book? The Times? Counter, which we'll look at in a second. Various bags. step load of shelves.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer. These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Marvellous. And what do you know, I bet there's a flare pistol here too. So... see what's in here. Okay. Rather well detailed. Is that a bear? Oh yes, it's a bear's head. Right. Shelves. A flare pistol. Oh dear. Right. Clock, 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 clock. Stuff. Bowls. Shotgun cartridges. Bowls, bowl, spoon. Oh no, nothing down there. No. Go on them.
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
Okay. Anything else that we can use? Because even though we're in a pawn shop full of gear, the only thing that's any use is the first two things we find straight away. Money scattered on the table, really the same map as before. Typewriter. Typewriter and Company. What's that book? That book is... oh, it's Russian. Right, what's this? Counter. Examine. Okay, glasses, ledger, book, quill, pen, right drawer, left drawer. Necklace.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Right, and left it in his top drawer where anyone could find it. Oh, I don't think so. Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewellery with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I've got a man loaded with money who's crazy about them jewels. He's ready to fork out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with his money bag for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing at Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Friday evening before the fireworks. Brian Vercotti. Bingo. So, Brian Vercotti... trying to set
It
something
looks
up.
as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Okay. 7. Anything else? No. Well, long lost art doesn't match anything. Butler's jewels, 2 victims. Burglary motive. The search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be the motive for the crime. That was committed in Half Moon Street. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. The violent crime committed in Half Moon Street by Leighton Chapman could have had a personal motive. I'm going to go for burglary. It's far more juicy, don't you think? Right, crossfire. Double murder. Because now we're aiming at a theft. Still missing something here. Maybe it was 2 shots. Maybe it was 2 shots, and the guy dropped the gun. No. I want to continue. I don't think Leighton Chapman did it at all. I want to continue. I do not believe Leighton Chapman is the killer. He may have been an opportunistic thief. I don't believe he was the person that fired the shots. Right, let us now scoot back to here. No, it's far too early to condemn Leighton Chapman. Or whatever his name is. No, not to Watson's face, for God. Too useless. Okay. Right, just now go and talk to, is it Corporal? Or Lance Constable Marrow?
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Do you think that Mr. Copper is in fact a fake, or even a dodgy copper, and that he's actually hidden the loot behind him, and he's waiting for this little lad to bugger off? But he can't bugger off and steal the loot because the little kid is still watching him.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin, then. Catch me if you can.
Yeah. Well, it's a good job this supposed murderer carried around a pickaxe and some climbing gear with him. Right, so how did this go? Find a spot where a man may be able to climb the wall and climb it. Well, it's got to be somewhere. That looks better. Can't see where it ends, really. Let's go for that one.
The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow. The streetlights fall directly on this wall. Not an ideal spot to escape the crime scene. It is also directly in front of Polly Powell.
There's only this one left.
This wall is casting shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Okay. Ow. Oh, okay.
I can barely see anything.
Yeah, it's really not easy with a mouse.
Holmes? Are you there?
Yes, actually escaping from Dr. Watson is probably the best thing we've done all day.
I should try climbing faster.
I'm trying to, but the mouse won't do it any quicker. I'm just going to skip it. It's one of these things you just can't do with a bloody mouse. You're supposed to keep your finger on it. You're supposed to tap it 1,000 times. Okay.
I can barely see anything.
Okay. Tapping the mouse as fast as I dare go.
Holmes?
Okay,
Are you there?
Come on. Tap, 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 tap.
Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
Did we do it?
Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Jump. Right. So now you're going to lead me to the door that we just went to. That was locked. Now it's open. Okay. Right. Simplistic structure. A couple of boxes. That is a very, very, very substantial... What is that? Something like a piston rod. Right. Correct fireplace. So, chimney breast. Boiler. Pressure. Broken window. That's about all. Ooh, a jacket. Handy.
It's empty.
Yes, that's what you're led to believe. But we're Sherlock Holmes. We can spot things.
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope.
Oh, great. You get to go all the way back to 221B Baker
Someone
Street.
broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste, he ripped his jacket.
Right, so we know somebody was there. So there was a third man. Yeah. That's not true though, is it? Because we now know there's a third man. Hold on. What am I missing out here? Okay, that's better. That I prefer. Okay. What else are we missing? Double murder. Well, just leave it for the moment. We're still missing some clues, so I'm not going to put too much worry into solving it. Oh, what's down here? Ah, okay. Right, 221B Baker Street. I think this is the worst part of the game for me, this carriage to and froing, and certainly since Dr. Watson is so particularly useless, seeing his face every so often is just rubs salt in the wounds. Right, let's go and analyse his black threads. Well, that's a
Let us
black
take
thread.
a closer look.
Set focus. That sounds about right.
It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human.
Well, it was a trained
I need to
chimpanzee.
compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair.
Right. So,
The horsehair is thinner than the hair that we found. Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample.
Right.
So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse. A hair from a large and exotic animal.
mammoth? Circus acrobat. The man who vanished on the crime scene at Half Moon Street could be a circus acrobat. He managed to scale a 30-foot high wall in a matter of seconds. A hair from a large exotic animal was found on his discarded jacket. Okay. 3 shots, that's better. There we go. The person that was seen only by Leighton Chapman escaped the crime scene by climbing the wall. He was a skillful acrobat. The criminal took a gun from one of the dead bodies. Yes. Okay, does that mean something's in the book now? Yes. Okay, escape. So something was in the book, and it is request Wiggins. Right, let's go back to the place, go and talk to Wiggins. Or can we call out the window? We have to go back to 221B to call out the window, even though Wiggins has been waiting there for 2 days. Go. We shall see. Right. Back in we go. Wiggins, come here. Oh, God, no. This policeman's
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Yeah, that policeman really doesn't like Wiggins, does he? Wiggins, come here. Wiggins? He was just lit up then, now you've stopped.
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal. A very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
Okay. So, Mr. Wiggins, where are we going? We're going to a circus.
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show.
And where is it?
Duval Brothers, a well-known travelling circus that is currently stopped in London. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
Okay, so we're to the circus. I think at that point we're going to stop this video, which is video 26, although in fact it's actually 2 videos stapled together since a cat walked on the computer and turned it off halfway through, and we shall then continue with video number 27. Now, is that my darling, beautiful... Oh, she's still there. I see her already. Oh dear. Still there. Dang, 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 dang. I wonder why they put her there. Or is she some sort of spy? Right, let's stop the video here, I think, and then we shall continue later.